from Isco. It's a good response to going 1 goal down.
Corner number 3 for Isco. Harry Kane with the header. Musiala, nice footwork, but defensively Naples showing that Italian heritage, and watch out for the counter as well. Koeman. Harry Kane with the head on. Strong defensive work though by Isco. You're right, it's a good response. Mexican on the stage, not fazed by his opposition or the occasion. Joshua Kimmich. Isco just missing that cutting edge pass in the final third.
Yeah, there are avenues here for Isco to hit. There are runners that are making advanced movements into space. Long throw comes in looking for Kane.
Yeah, he heads it down here. Musiala threatening. Good routine there from Isco. Will there be 2 balls in play?
Watch that magically disappear.
And there it goes. Harry Kane knocks it on to Tell. Oh, wonderful save. Had to be. Isco knows that was a close one. Another corner for the Mexican.
I love animated players of eFootball when you can see them up and down in their chairs. They know how close that was to making it 1-1. It was close. Close does not cut it at this level. It has to be complete. Ball looks to be flung into the box. Neuer's come out for it. He's punched it out towards Mazraoui.
Danger averted for now from Naples, and he might try and turn this into an attack. Looking for the long ball over the top to Koeman, far side. 10 to go, plus stoppages until the first half is over. Isco has the ball. Coming forward in that Bayern away strip. Harry Kane inside the box, now outside. Tackled by Musiala. Just as quick as that, Harry Kane on the...
It's an intriguing little chess match here that's been punctured by that 1 goal, but it's just tightened up just a bit here between these two.
These could be the most curious ones as commentators. I'll come back to my point as Sane back to Kimmich, dances around De Ligt, back to Sane now. Oh, strong hand from Neuer. Naples trying to benefit from some of the space, and actually Kimmich for him. Wins the ball back high up the pitch, has a man to his right. It's Harry Kane down the middle, turns back on his left, back to Kimmich. Oh! Pushed around the post. It's a stoppage time here in the first half. One of the first corners I think we're seeing of the game for Naples.
It's as quick as that, turning defence into attack there for Naples. At one point, he looks under pressure and looks under the cosh, as it were. And then all of a sudden springs a counter-attack and is now putting his opponent under pressure in injury zone.
Post up and Meccano. Tell. Trying to get it to Kane, and is there time here for Isco to get it far enough up the pitch? I don't think so. So the half will end, Naples 1, Isco 0. And the point I was going to make, Wes, is that sometimes as both commentators and players, these types of games can be the most intriguing and frustrating because you feel you're playing well, you've got your chances, but you are 1-0 down, so do you stick or do you twist?
Yeah, and that's the problem that these guys all now have in this group stages, because it is a round-robin format. It is 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and none for a loss. And not, as you quite rightly mentioned before this game, the result between Raul Fabiano and Shishi, it kind of makes this a must-win, and this is the first game of their day.
course, they would have had a chance to see the game being played whilst warming up for this one. Isco just taking time to make some tweaks, so that kind of answers our question, Wes, as the second half is about to be underway. It looks like he wants to switch things up a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, interestingly, it's the deployment of Joshua Kimmich that really caught my eye in that little exchange there. Is obviously can play at right back, defensive midfielder, can play in centre midfield, can play as an attacking midfielder, can play pretty much anywhere you want him to. And he's being deployed as an attacking midfielder for Isco, but crucially, can't seem to get him the ball.
Second half has been underway for a good 5 in-game minutes now. It is Naples with the lead and the ball here in the Bayern home strip. It is Isco with work to do here. Defensively first as Naples into the feet of Tel. Can't knock it around the corner. Good build-up play. Kimmich finds Kane, who finds Coman. Now they've brought the man here to squeeze that midfield, and that's allowed Coman to go far side. Upamecano for company. That's a low cross, easily cleared by Naples. Looks like the referee's seen that go Naples' way.
Yeah, if there's a player that you would trust with a 1-goal lead in this type of scenario, we've seen it time and again before from Naples, is that his ability to suffocate a game and to take it away from his opponent. Not even necessarily exert that much pressure, but just has his players in the right positions at the right time. The only thing is interesting, though, is how is Isco going to try and combat that suffocation, as it were?
Oh, wonderful ball played here to Joshua Kimmich. Can he finish here? Naples for 2-0. Oh, saved! Oh, wonderful save. Still has defending to do. Tel to Musiala, trying to find Kane. But that save could be vital here for Isco's chances.
It was a great manual save as well. It had to be made. It was Kimmich 1v1, not exactly the player you would want bursting through on goal. But he found himself in uncharted waters, as it were, as Kane and Tel try and combine. It was a brilliant save from Isco to keep himself in the game.
Might just be one of those moments we remember come the end of the final result here, where it may be all for naught as Harry Kane comes through here for Naples! And I think Isco will be disappointed with his mistake, but Naples will not care. 2-0 now to the Italian.
Yeah, middle of the pitch, given away when you're trying to do something a little bit different. And as we said before, you really come unstuck when you give the ball away within eFootball, because if you have quick counter or long ball counter deployed as a game plan, all of a sudden the spaces will open up, and it certainly did there. And for Naples, as we said, it's one wrong move and he finds himself 2 goals ahead now.
Well, not just that, again, you look at these Bayern München club finalists have to utilise. Harry Kane. He cannot afford to give the ball away to any player amongst this squad, because it is so strong and so deep.
Yeah, in terms of, you've got the players that you've listed there, you've also got the likes of Gnabry, Sane, Coman, you've got Tel, you've got Goretzka, you've got Kimmich, the list goes on of the all-stars that they have at their possession here. And again, though, in this type of environment where you've both got the same pot of players to work with, it's a case of who can really put that together. Of course, we've had the super sub of Eric Choupo-Moting come on as well. He's been vitally important to Bayern München players of past and hopefully even today present.
Well, it's Naples 2, Isco 0. As we still see some of the substitutes, excuse me. Isco, he's played this entire match with a smile on his face. Unfortunately, loses the ball there. And Naples just does look to mean business. So I think he's been given a free kick here, very close to Isco's box. Under 15 in-game minutes. With a 2-0 lead, plays it short to Koeman. The 1-2 finds its way back to him. Serge Gnabry tries to knock it past De Ligt, but only a throw-in is his eventual reward. As we just trickle over into the final 10, here's Serge Gnabry here for Isco. Back to Goretzka, it's a long strike, but sadly always rising.
It's what he's kind of been limited to in the last 15, 20 in-game minutes. There's not really been the opportunities that Isco saw in that first half. And as a result, he's been limited to not being able to put a shot on target in this second half.
Well, that's a very long-range strike indeed. Obviously saw the keeper off his line.
Shades there potentially of Eldridge O'Neill, and we have already seen the Manuel Neuer pitfall of having an offensive goalkeeper that will run out and will give you a bit more space to shoot. And certainly, Naples just trying to catch his keeper off the line there.
Yeah, absolutely, you can just see on the radar at the bottom of the screen how far out Neuer is. Happy to come as a goalkeeper with that offensive goalkeeper trait. Wonder if we'll be seeing any mishaps from him today. Approaching the 90th minute, Isco at this point looking for some kind of lifeline. There's been all Naples, certainly in this second half. Wins the ball back as well with Koeman. 90th minute now. Is there a cherry on top of the cake?
Has been indicated.
Here's Goretzka, centre of the park, but can't find his way through traffic. Thomas Muller out to Koeman, but that will do it. It will end Naples 2, Isco 0. Won't be the last we see of Isco today, but for that man on your screen, a convincing performance and a very well done job there in match number 1 on the stream.
Yeah, it was calculated, it was considered, it was professional. It was a professional performance. Got the first goal and then waited for an error. It is essentially what we had there. That's not to say, though, that Isco did not have his chances in that game. So I think he'll be slightly buoyed by the idea that actually, hey, I've come up against arguably the favourite of my platform, and actually, I didn't do too bad. But he's got to eliminate those mistakes if he's going to look to try and progress in this competition.
Definitely gave it a good go, didn't he? In that first half, it almost seemed like it could go either way. And when you see your opponent across the stage, full of smiles and confidence and bouncy personality, sometimes it can just allow that little bit of doubts to creep in, that element of uncertainty. But in the end, it was the experience of Naples, as we're seeing in the highlights, that saw him through.
Yeah, it was that clinical goal. Again, if Harry Kane gets half a step within eFootball, that's half a step too many. You need to be touch tight to him, which is hard to do because, of course, you may have to try and potentially man mark him, which then, as a result, kind of takes something away from your defence. And then as a result, that then leaves other options open, as we've spoken about already. And say that was that first half chance that we saw back in his chair. And again, that was another big chance that went his way, and it just wasn't quite there for him. But it just came down to moments, and it came down to a moment of brilliance from Kane's goal, or should I say for Kane's first goal from Naples, and it came from him, a mistake from Isco, and which led to this goal here. Again, it was Kane. Even the manual goalkeeper is not stopping that one. As a result, it was 2-0 for the Italian, and Isco will have to just go away and maybe take a look at what he needs to do better.
Yeah, absolutely. He has, of course, time to do so. I believe all of his group stage matches will be on the stream, so I hope you like animated players, Wes, because we're going to see a lot more of Isco here today.
I absolutely love it.
And full of emotion. On the other side, Naples, of course, been here before, has been an eFootball Championship pro veteran at this point. Helped AC Milan make it to the knockout stages a few seasons ago, but it's 2 goals from the Englishman, sees 3 points for the Italian. I believe Semra is in the mix zone.
I am indeed. I know we've all been having a lot of fun so far, but brace yourselves, we're going to have even more fun now, because we're going to try and have a conversation in English, Spanish, in Italian. So let's see how we get on, okay? The first thing I'm going to ask him is about being back at an eFootball competition once more. No stranger to winning games in this kind of environment, how he feels after picking up the first 3 points in the day. Primeros 3 puntos, primera victoria, otra vez aquí. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Sono molto contento di questa vittoria perché era importante partire bene subito con una vittoria, appunto. Quindi sono molto felice.
He's very happy because it's really important to start off the day with a victory, so he feels as though he's accomplished what he needed to. So very happy indeed. La reacción de Isco, la cara después del primer gol, que fue delicioso.
Ho visto la sua reazione, mi veniva da ridere mentre giocavo, però quando gioco sto molto concentrato in game, quindi a volte non ci faccio caso nemmeno.
Oh, he said that it's obviously nice to see that reaction, but he's so concentrated during the game that he almost doesn't even notice what's happening with his competition. But beautiful goal indeed. Ahora, ¿qué se puede esperar de ti el resto del día?
Adesso il cammino è più facile perché sono partito con una vittoria, però comunque sono 2 partite molto difficili perché gli avversari sono top.
It's going to be 2 more complicated games in the group stage because he has 2 rivals that are very top. So, io, molto grazie. No, grazie. Doing the best I can.
Grazie mille.
Grazie mille, prego. That's it. Thank you very much. All right, guys, back over to you.
Yeah, grazie, Semra. Appreciate that. Did you pick up any Italian from that, Wes?
No.
No?
No, absolutely
No,
not. No. Bilingual and multilingual people, I have all the respect in the world for.
Fantastic stuff, though. I'm so glad we got Semra here because obviously I can barely speak a lick of English. But one thing I do know is football, and eFootball especially. A great performance from Naples.
Yeah, like we said, it was a solid and it was a professional performance. Once that first goal goes in, he kind of allowed himself a little bit of time just to settle in, just get his bearings again on what was happening, and then waited for an error. Got the error, got the goal, and then it was lights out from there.
You too.
Welcome back.
Only joking, of course. Yeah, it's been a great day so far, hasn't it?
You've been very busy.
I have been very busy.
Moving you around and, you know, making sure that you're staying out of trouble. But
how's your German coming along? We might as well throw that one in the mix, right?
Let's not talk about that. Let's move on, shall we? I think we should move on.
Okay. No? Fine.
9.
Fair enough.
Sorry, 9. That's why.
9. Okay. Well, at least it's one word.
Yeah.
I've got going for you. Okay. Well, let's talk about the next game that we have coming up around the corner here. It's going to be the tie winner, TALONESUI against ABDUTCH, somebody who Harry pointed out earlier in the day that we don't really know too much about as of yet, but we do have someone who's already won his first game, starting off very strong indeed. How do you see this one playing out potentially?
I feel like it's going to be more of the same. Having seen what we saw from TALONESUI, it's possession-based, it's dominating, and to be able to get 10 shots, 7 on target in his first game against ABDUTCH now, who, as we said, is a little bit of an unknown quantity. If it kind of goes as form suggests, ABDUTCH could really be up against it here.
It's an interesting dynamic on both sides, Semra, because of course this is TALONESUI's final game in the group. Only 3 members in this group stage, so he has a chance to guarantee his place in the knockout stage finals later with a maximum performance. And then, of course, on the other side, you've got ABDUTCH. This is his first game. Right. So if he's able to take anything away, that's all of a sudden going to put all of the pressure back on the other opponent in this group, FIREWOLF. So there's lots of dynamics going on here. We'll see which one prevails in the end.
Oh, I like it. It really is going to be a spicy encounter indeed, certainly from a psychological point of view, not just from what we're going to see on the pitch in just a few moments' time. So why don't you all then help me in giving a very warm welcome to the main stage now for another game back on the mobile platform. It's going to be TALONESUI against ABDUTCH.
Yes, thank you to Semra, as always. A woman of many talents, many languages, but arguably the most impressive one, Wes, making sure that we are staying on course on the show and staying out of trouble. I think that's the most important thing.
She likes a curveball or two, though. I will give Semra that, but no, she's keeping us honest here on the casting desk. And again, what we're going to kind of see here between TALONESUI and ABDUTCH, I think, like we said, it's a bit of an intriguing one. As we said, with the mobile game, with the mobile platform, the time, as you noticed from the last game versus the first game we saw on a live stream, the timer ticks down so much quicker. So as a result, you're really under pressure from the off to get a goal, get in front. If you get it seemingly follows the path of if you can get in front and you'll probably stay in front and win the game.
Definitely first goal, so important on the mobile platform. As you said, Talon from Thailand earlier on, besting his adversary from China, FIREWOLF. That was a 1-0 affair, but most importantly, 3 points to TALONESUI. He has his opponent in front of him now, ABDUTCH. It's our first chance to take a look at the 24-year-old, and I said it can play in both players' hands here, because you know the job if you're TALONESUI. You win this game, you guarantee a place in the grand final later on. Commentated by Thomas Muller himself up here on the stage, by the way. Haven't had a chance to talk about that enough today. No doubt there'll be more opportunities to do so.
We'll wait for the great man to get here. I think that's when we'll start talking about it.
Absolutely. And then on the other side, the 24-year-old Belgian, ABDUTCH, knows that he can really put all the pressure on his opponent later on today, FIREWOLF, with a strong performance here.
Yeah, it could really upset the eFootball apple cart, as it were, if TALONESUI was to even drop points here, let alone maybe even lose this game. It would certainly upset the form book, certainly upset the table. And then, as you quite rightly pointed out, we might be relying on referees to decide who goes through to that grand final later on today.
Well, of course, we have the expertise of our wonderful adrenaline referees on the stage. The boffins, if you will, to make sure that all the rules and regulations are being followed. But for now, looks like our 2 mobile club finalists here in the group stages will be ready for action momentarily. You can see TALONESUI just taking a quick look at his opponent's formation. ABDUTCH, though, knows a strong start, especially on mobile, like you said, Wes. Very different to console eFootball, so much quicker. Some of the chances can come at you a lot faster, so you have to be clinical at this stage.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we said, once you kind of get your nose in front on mobile, it tends to stay in front, which is why TALONESUI's performance was so impressive, actually, in that opening, the opening game that we saw. because it not only was it, as you said, it was a 1-0 victory, it didn't really tell the story. The stat lines really did. I think it was 63% possession he had by the end of the game. Shows you just how much of the ball he almost monopolized and just took the ability of the opponent to do any damage away from them. And it's kind of that old commentary adage is that the opponent can't hurt you if they don't have the ball. And I think that is certainly a bit of a philosophy that TALONESUI is kind of employing here.
Well, here in the Allianz, both in real life and virtually on the mobile platform now, it is hotting up. This is our second match of the mobile group stages. It's going to be TALONESUI who's in pole position in the mobile group at the moment, with the ball currently and a strong chance early on. Here is Tel, time to play it to Musiala. Strike from range meant that Neuer had a good sight at it. On the other side, ABDUTCH in the home kit.
Just not enough power on the shot. That really could have troubled the goalkeeper, but as we see here, TALONESUI is very much happy to get these chances again as Musiala looking to try and get the ball in. Davis will clear for a corner.
You can see on the mobile eFootball how quick a burst of pace can strike fear in the opposition. Here is Sane after the corner, bounces off the head of Tel. Goretzka's in the mix as well. Now for ABDUTCH too. After the 15 minutes of pressure from his Thai opponent to try and show something similar, but the ball's run out of play for him. That's something he can't afford to do too much more here against his opponents. There's a chance here though, near side to feed in Serge Gnabry. Who can he find in the middle? Harry Kane's up there. It was an inviting ball, but just at the head of the defender first. Tel to Musiala. Far side, back to Musiala now. Who will win the header in the box? Looks like it's De Ligt, and the pressure for TALONESUI is mounting, but just like a pressure cooker, you've got to release some of that pressure, and that's what ABDUTCH is trying to do with this spell of possession, but he's dwelled on the ball. Goretzka, Tel, into Sane, really inviting chance here on the right foot. Blocked by the defence.
Yeah, it's good control there from TALONESUI to play the ball into the box and then turn back and look for support rather than take the shot early. A dive with the strike! Oh, it's just gone wide of the post.
You saw that purple power bar of the stunning strike, as you say, just agonisingly a few inches the wrong side of the goal for TALONESUI. Who secured 3 points in this group already has the ball and is trying to really bring the game to his opponent here. Shot from Goretzka just moments ago, blocked by the Belgian. But again, that pressure from TALONESUI is just too powerful. The dummy is trying to deceive the defence, but something tells me the referee has seen enough of the first half. It will be 0-0 between these two, but the statistics, Wes, tend to...
Yeah, the stat line of no shots, none on target, seemingly it's not the same as what we had seen previously. What we had seen previously was a domination of possession followed by a goal, whereas this has not really been that much of a dominating possession from Talon. He's not really had the freedom that he had in game one.
Well, a stunning cross to start the second half will do his best to prove you wrong, as Tel can't get the ball around the corner once again. Davies, once again, that stunning cross forces Dutch to just poke that one behind. The sides, of course, have swapped for the second half here. It will be TALONESUI still in the changed strip, and it will be ABDUTCH, of course, in the home kit of FC Bayern.
You can see there Thomas Muller's Player of the Week card making more appearances. I'm sure the man will be happy with that when he comes through onto the live stream later on today. Probably get more of a celebration out of him on the decimal than anybody if Thomas Muller in the game scores. It'll be very interesting to see that. But what is even more interesting here is the fact that Guerrero, Coman and the wingers are kind of being replaced. And there's just those changes. And of course, we talk about the magic period for console. It's even quicker and even harder to get those changes in on mobile because the time ticks by so quickly and the ball is so infrequently out of play.
Number 9, Kane. Number 27.
So looking for an injection of pace on the wings. As you say, Wes, the mobile game does just go that extra step quicker than the console version. So important you make your subs when you can. Tel at the front post tries to knock it on. Coman waiting at the back. Stay 0-0 here between our current group leader and the Belgian who's currently playing his first game of this club finals here at the Allianz. Coman, though, here for TALONESUI, forces the corner, and we've seen that a lot from Dutch, haven't we, Wes? He's happy to play it behind, sacrifice that corner rather than give those second chance efforts to his Thai counterpart up there on the stage. Outside the box here is TALONESUI once again. Lima is through here on goal. Oh, it's off the post. Tel with the second chance. And you felt it was coming. Our group leader currently has poked his way into a lead here in the second half. TALONESUI 1, ABDUTCH 0.
Yeah, kind of polite ripple of applause for myself there for the give and go that was at the edge of the box. And what we saw, it was the runner in and Lima. I mean, the movement deserved the goal. It was just unfortunate it bounced back off the post. Tel was there to tap it in, but it was this ball here, just chipped it through the lines. Lima rolled it into the post, and I think that's why we saw a little bit of a, oh, thank you that went in. I appreciate that. That needed to go in. And there's a little bit of relief there for TALONESUI.
I think the relief is definitely the emotion. He knows he's had the majority of the ball and pressure here in this game. Sometimes the door just won't open for you. The Belgian have done such a good job of trying to keep it shut, but here he is, near side with Musiala now. Nice double touch to try and get round Upamecano, but just lacking. A little bit of crispness needed in those areas to stop the ball going out of play, and in the end, possession turns over.
Yeah, it's in those little moments, as we said. There are moments within games where you can't quite let it slip. You have to perform, and we say this a lot, is that, you know, as much practice as you can have doesn't matter. When you get to here, this is when it all counts.
Into the final 15 and honestly the final 10 rapidly approaching if ABDUTCH is going to get anything from this one, you'd have to imagine it would be soon. It is Guerrero to Davies looking for that stunning cross. Tell was just circling the waters there. This could be the dagger here as TALONESUI coming forward with Koeman. Where does he go? Stops for a second, but only into the waiting feet of Upamecano. Now what can the Belgian do? Dying embers. And as you say, there's gaps. Guerrero back to Musiala, somehow gets it to Müller. Guerrero again. It will be a late corner here. For ABDUTCH, a good passage of play.
Yeah, it looked like it was almost a little bit of a missed input there. I think, trying to read the mind of ABDUTCH, I think he was trying to dummy there, because the normal input is hit the shoot button, then hit the pass button quickly. If you're not quick enough, the game will just automatically go, oh, you wanted a shot there. Oh, okay. But in this occasion, it's worked out quite kindly for him. It's all about this delivery.
Kimmich with the corner, headed away. 90th minute now, and if Dutch needs
3 minutes added time.
a chance to go his way, he needs to keep the ball here in the final third. Davies near side has, well, what's happened here? Where's the referee seen this one go? I think it's TALONESUI's way, and I think they're just barring a ridiculous mistake here by our current group leader. This one should be in the books, and it is. TALONESUI with a perfect record here in the group stages. 1-0 wins in both of his games means we will see him in the grand final later on, Wes.
I'd like to ask you to join
As
me
for
in wishing our
ABDUTCH,
birthday boy a
the Belgian,
very special
he knows
birthday.
it's a straight knockout tie later on against FIREWOLF. That one will be a fiery affair.
Yeah, I'm wincing off camera here because that's a last game shootout. Both players are on level points, level goal difference. It is literally going to be win or go home in that final group game. Again, a big congratulations to TALONESUI. He seemingly is appearing to have just emerged as that favourite. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, but it was a relatively even game, I must say. In terms of what we saw, there were chances for both players. It just didn't quite come off for ABDUTCH. But again, he can walk away from this, much like Isco can walk away and say, I played the group favourite. I didn't play that badly. What do I need to eliminate going forward?
Certainly the theme of it, isn't it? Because we saw in the first half, aside from this Tell goal, it was mostly one-way traffic, but then in the second half we did see ABDUTCH start to build into the game a little bit, started to get a few more chances, but TALONESUI just seems to be a little bit inevitable today. We'll be seeing him in our grand final later on today. As for ABDUTCH, like you say, played the group favourite already. Can he make those adjustments necessary? We will stay tuned for that, of course, coming up a little bit later. But for now, we have to hear essentially from our group winner, Wes. I believe Semra is in the mix zone with him now.
Yes, we are. And a mega congrats to you. First finalist of the day. You must be absolutely thrilled.
ครับดีใจมากๆครับผมแต่ว่าภารกิจยังไม่เสร็จครับต้องลุยต่อครับผม
Yeah, natürlich. Sorry. Sure. But I'm not finished now.
Oh, what does he mean by that? I'm not finished yet. More to come then. Shots fired.
ก็จะทำให้ดีที่สุดครับผมฝากแฟนๆชาวไทยเป็นกำลังใจให้ด้วยครับผม
Ich tue mein Bestes und ich brauche natürlich die... sorry.
I was like, wait a minute, I'm not sure I understand that. It's okay, someone will.
I will do my best, and I need support from Thai people.
Okay, well, hopefully, if you're watching from Thailand, you can continue to give him all of the support. He's obviously very, very excited to be in the grand finale later on today. 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. You're scoring well, you're defending well. Very balanced performances so far.
Thank you.
Okay, what can we expect from you in the final?
ก็จะพยายามเล่นให้ได้เหมือนเดิมครับผม
So, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Too many languages here today, it's so good.
I will try my best, and I think will be the best match. My performance.
Oh, I like that. So much confidence. Okay, well, good luck to you. And we'll see you soon. Thank you. I have a funny feeling we might be speaking to him later on in the day. He certainly has been brilliant so far, hasn't he?
He absolutely has, Semra, and what a fantastic performance and interview from the man himself. Of course, thanks to our interpretation team here as well. We appreciate everyone's efforts, Wes, but he said he's not done yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you smiling for? Job's not finished.
Yeah.
Job's not finished. And that is exactly the tone that you would want from TALONESUI, is to say, yep, okay, I've topped the group. Well, what does top the group get me? Well, it gets me to a grand final. The grand final is where the real prize lies, because you can get through to a finals berth in Tokyo representing Bayern München of all clubs at that level. Yeah, he sounds very, very confident and very relaxed.
I love that self-belief. You have to have self-belief in these tournaments. You can't let the pressure of the moment get to you. He's obviously a pro playing in the league at home, so he does know a thing or two about what it's like to be in this environment, this tournament-style environment. And it's going to be quite thrilling to see how he does in the final, I think, the grand final.
I think he's going to be a very, very tricky man to beat because of that confidence, of that experience. But I also love how these types of competitions...
Well, as you said it too, by the way, a perfect record so far.
Yeah, perfect record, clean sheets,
The
as
only
you pointed
one.
out. I love these competitions because they also shine a spotlight on regions that maybe you and I, Wes, haven't had a chance to see yet. And eFootball really is such a global esport that we're now seeing how impressive TALONESUI has been from the further east region, obviously hailing from Thailand. Fantastic performance so far.
So we're halfway through the group stage. We have the table on the big screen behind me, or behind us. Here we go, nice in front and center for us. We can clearly see that mobile is already really starting to shape up nicely, in that we have our first player in the grand final. It's going to be do or die for ABDUTCH and FIREWOLF, a straight shootout between the two of them. But when it comes to the console platform, it's really quite tight because there's still a handful of matches left. No one, I don't think, if my maths are on point, is quite eliminated as of yet, right?
So I believe our next match may eliminate someone.
There we go.
Between these two.
So all 4 as of right now are still alive.
Yeah, and someone's O has got to go in the next game.
Oh, he's been waiting to say that. He's been sitting on that
waiting
one.
in the wings, folks. Waiting in the wings. But yeah, Shishi versus Isco, that is lining up to potentially be an eliminator of itself, because if either one of these two can win their game, it puts them into that conversation. Of course, if they were to draw, it makes it kind of, a draw is not good enough for either one of them at this point.
Right. So it is very much do or die, last chance saloon for both of them, as they have 0 points on the board at present. Let's give a very warm welcome to Shishi and Isco, a battle to the death.
Well, thank you, Semra, and wonderful show of respect from Shishi, hailing from Japan, and of course Isco from Mexico. A battle to the figurative death here, Wes. Not literal, but that does sum up how important this game could and is actually for both Shishi and Isco on the stage.
Yeah, it's not quite trial by combat, but it may as well be between these two because, as we said, a draw is no good for either one of them realistically, because that really puts the pressure on both of them if it ends in a draw, because you're then having to rely on results elsewhere for you to have a shot at finishing in those top two positions because of the way that results have fallen. Of course, in terms of at the top of the tree, you've got Naples and Fabiano, who are both on 4 points. So realistically, you need 3 points here to get yourself into a better scenario. Because again, by my reckoning, Fabiano versus Isco is the game after on the live stream here. So if Isco is able to pick up 3 points here, it then becomes an eliminator in the following game. And also we have to put into account as well, and we've said about this a lot in past competitions and obviously this competition here, being on console and being warm. You know, we say about hot hands and making sure that you're alive and in tune to the game. If you're coming off of the back of a very good performance and then you're right back on the console afterwards, there isn't really much time to drain off the adrenaline, and as such, you may be in a better spot to maybe catch your opponent cold.
It does make you wonder how important being in the hot seat could be for Isco. But we're underway here between these two. We're back over to the console. It is Shishi taking on Isco. Shishi, our Asia East, Oceania and Others regional winner. And Isco will be America's regional runner-up. New to the eFootball scene, but has proven already he can hang with the best. But it is essentially here, Wes, a preliminary knockout match, if you will, because of all the reasons you just stated. So we will be seeing Isco in the home strip and Shishi in the changed away strip, attacking right to left. It will be a throw-in now to Isco.
It's going to be interesting to see whether Isco's emotions will be able to carry him. I have seen emotional players from Mexico, and I have seen what I would call cold-blooded players from Mexico. It'll be very interesting now to see whether he can just gain that composure and try and take down here Shishi, because again, one of them has to put a win on the board here to put Naples and Fabiano a little bit, put them under the fire, as it were.
Strong start for Shishi in that changed line strip, almost breaking the back lines of Isco. If you're just joining us, we're here in the Allianz Arena here in Bavaria. Shishi with Sane, trying to really force the issue here early on, and as you said, Wes, a draw is no good for either side. Does either of them no favours, really makes it difficult as Harry Kane for Shishi takes a strike from range and forces a save and a corner out of Manuel Neuer.
Yeah, you'll see here just again on the replay, just trying to get that touch out of the feet and get the shot off quickly. They realise that Upper Mercado was closed down. And it feels almost as though Isco is an appreciator of good football. Just looking at his facial mannerisms, he's, oh, that's okay, and that's your opponent. I'd love to see what he feels like when he is able to put his best foot forward.
Corner in the end wasted by Shishi here in the opening 15, and you're right, you just wonder if Isco can put something together here on that stage. How might the reaction be for the eFootball newcomer? Tell inside the box, back out to this near side, Sane. Kim tries to go inside, but
taking a few liberties there at the back was Isco. Got away with it that time. I wouldn't advise you do it too many times more.
Musiala taking this one over the halfway line. There's Kimmich in the middle. Musiala. Nice turn inside, extra bit of space there. Shishi finds the feet of Tel. Kimmich can then feed through Musiala. He has himself for company on that far side, and it is Isco's Musiala who wins out that duel, but Kim with the clearance will just relieve that bit of pressure.
Interestingly, what seemingly is nullifying attacks, as we'll see here again, what is nullifying aerial attacks for either of these two teams as Kane looks to make his way in here.
Yeah, Harry Kane here for Isco, feeds through Musiala! He kisses the badge because that could be a massive goal here at the Allianz. All the way from Mexico. Isco on the half-hour mark takes the lead in this vital group stage match.
Welcome to the party, pal. He's managed to find a way through. It's a really nice rolled-in ball there to Musiala. Rolls it home into the bottom corner, and there is it. There is the celebration that we thought we would see. There's a man who is very happy to be one goal ahead here. And I was just about to say is that the play of going aerial with Bayern München, as we'll see coming here again, Tel to Kane, good save for the goalkeeper. But it's the aerial play that you've got to be careful of because the back line of Bayern München is so physical.
Shishi looking for an immediate reply, but Isco's given the ball back to him now. Harry Kane has strayed offside. A very interesting point you raise, Wes, yes, is that the aerial duels can be your friend if you're controlling Bayern. I do remember a certain eFootball Championship Pro Cup win from the Bayern squad, utilising throw-ins, things like that, as almost an extra set piece. Those headers down with Choupo-Moting, etc.
Yeah, the three amigos weren't too bad as a conglomerate for Bayern München, but you're quite right, is that yes, they do have Kane as a focal point, or Choupo-Moting as a focal point. You're up against the Matthias de Ligt, Upamecano, Kim Min-jae.
Isco looking to build again over the top to Harry Kane. Can't find a friend with the header, but oh, he's won it back and it's off of the woodwork.
We may have to put camera tracing on Isco's camera. He's almost out of his chair.
He was out of his chair for his goal celebration, that time denied by the post, but he's in here again with Tel. Outside to Davies, looking for a cross, but Kim quickly closes down. And Shishi is in danger of being eclipsed by the Isco show here. As half-time approaches. It's been a strong performance. Our Americas region runner-up, IscoVD. To the 45th minute now. We're waiting for the added time here in the first half.
Minutes has been indicated.
Surely the final attack will go Shishi's way. Musiala found his way through to Tel, outside the box now, inside, double touch, and oh, what a hit! What a hit! On the stroke of half-time, it is Shishi who answers back.
Well, thank heavens that there was a net on the back of that goal, because that ball would still be travelling. That was hit and it stayed hit. Again, neat double touch to open it up here. You'll just see, just trying to dislodge the defences and passes. Here, quick double touch, bang, straight into the top corner. Keeper left with absolutely no chance. And there's a leveller here, and Shishi has got himself an equaliser. And of course, it's that man Tell again. We've seen it so many seasons and times where people controlling Bayern München have called on his capabilities. First came to prominence as a youth player. You can see Isco, there's just that smile of almost annoyance on his face, that he knows that he could have done a little bit more to stop that going in. We go to the half, and it is 1-1.
So we get to see a very brief look at the statistics there. From our first half, and a reminder, with the state of play in this group, with both Fabiano and Naples currently on 4 points, these two players currently have none, so a draw really wouldn't help the landscape of the group for either of these two gentlemen. So that signals to me, Wes, it will be game on here in the second half.
It will be game on. I think the only permutation that there could be is that if it does end in a draw, it means that Isco would then need to go and beat Fabiano, but then that also leaves the door open for Shishi to potentially beat Naples, and that's where we kind of enter chaos theory, realistically, because it could literally mean that anybody finishes in the top two.
अब बनो सिर्फ यार से सुपरस्टार every day with the widest range of unique styles and collections from Myntra.
पाओ सबसे unique looks from 100% original brands, सिर्फ Myntra पे.
Shishi, but Upamecano, good covering and good vital interception.
Yeah, I would say the only saving grace for these two individuals is that they have time on their side, but if they end up gifting possession to one another, it's going to open up the tanks there as Kane looks to volley one at goal. It's going to open up the tanks, it's going to allow for pressure to come onto you, and it's about how you handle that pressure.
That's exactly what you spoke about. Where's that aerial presence of Tell? Here he is as well. It just skims the side netting, did it. Isco very impressed with what he's seeing so far from both sides, really, both himself and Shishi on the other side. Yeah, just skims the netting there, just wrong side of the post though for that man.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you have Tell, yes, he has got aerial capabilities in terms of his jumping and in terms of his athleticism, but sometimes it's the case that you need to super cancel off of your defender and kind of just get him off of your defender or your opponent, and that's where we saw him get the space there. As we'll see the substitutions coming in, and that player of the week, Thomas Muller card, coming in very handy for players, and if it means he's got a little bit more kick.
Isco,
Number 39.
who's elected to bring him on. We'll keep an eye on that, Wes, because
Coming on the field, number 25. Thomas Muller.
like I said, any
Number 17. Substitution.
opportunity you can get to utilise and really put to practice those strengths of each eFootball Championship 2024 partner clubs is going to play into your strengths. We saw it back in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago, and of course we're seeing it here now. You have to know your squads. Right now, Shishi has brought on Choupo-Moting, who feeds it far side to Coman. Good defensive work though by Isco.
And of course, keep your eyes on both players. Have also brought on Brian Zaragoza, highly rated youngster from Spain. So keep your eyes peeled as to what trickery he might possess.
Well, as you said it on cue, he wins the ball and he's back with it here. Davies near side, stunning cross, just unfortunate the way it hits his own man. Can't imagine the nerves Wes. Obviously, it's been weeks and weeks of qualifying and online play in your bedroom. So different coming to a place like this, such an intimidating stadium. You almost feel like a bit of an away fan here, I imagine, when you're coming here to compete in this type of competition.
Yeah, well, when we took a quick wander out onto pitch side here at the Allianz Arena, and you just felt almost like an ant as the size of the venue that we're at here. And of course, these guys, as we said already, have had the experience of being here and are trying to get accustomed to the pressure that comes with representing Bayern München at any level. And it's just about how you adjust, and it's almost a little bit harsh for it to come down to 3 games. Really comes down to essentially 3 games that are in front of the lights, in front of the cameras.
Well, an offside. I think Isco quite disappointed with himself there. We saw a quick glimpse of the groups, still all to play for. Here on the console side of the tournament, we have to have 2 champions today, one from this platform and one from the mobile platform as well. Only the top 2 from each group can compete in that final. And Thomas Müller here is in the box, has Kim for company, and the ball is just rolling through. Still alive here for Isco, and I believe the referee's given him a free kick as well.
Yeah, that was a bit of a hairy moment there for Shishi's defence. He has given away a free kick. It's relatively far out. You can see Manuel Neuer to the left of your screen just trying to get a sight of past his wall.
I think it's Müller stood over it, you know. It's going to be played short, though. Davies near side, crossfield ball to Koeman has been knocked behind by Shishi.
Yeah, corner ball, still set piece is going to keep this alive. Although I think if I was Isco, I wouldn't want to be trying to lead this down to goal difference against Fabiano. Oh, it's just hit off the post.
Near post, you see the reaction from Isco. He knows how good of a chance this was. It's the 2nd time the post has been rattled so far, and you can see he just wants it. He's urging it to get the other side of the woodwork.
I think we need an interpreter for how he feels right now.
Davies this time far post to Müller, and a bit more direction on that, and maybe Neuer would have had something a bit more difficult to deal with. It's been a good sustained period of pressure here for Isco. Shishi needs to have something in reply, really. Only a group stage result so far, but we'll keep our eyes peeled to the action in front of us as Shishi almost finds that ball down to thread through on the near side. Inside the final 10. And is there a winner?
Palpable tension here. You can feel it all around.
Choupo-Moting wins his duel against Kim, actually. I think Isco maybe wasn't anticipating that, and as a result, can't really capitalise. Gnabry, advantage played by the referee. Good hold-up play from Shishi. Doesn't want to give the ball away, especially in this advanced position. Choupo-Moting for him now, dispossessed, and, well, second bite at the cherry, maybe. Here is Choupo-Moting again. Oh, it's saved! A huge chance in the 89th minute. How costly could that be? Thomas Müller now. Zaragoza tries to feed Choupo-Moting. Only 3 minutes added on by the referee's assistant. Isco. Well, it's Kim that's put into the book after that previous transgression. But the thing that matters most at the moment is that Shishi will get the final attack. Will he? He's given it away. And then back again. And again, is there one last roll of the dice here, I wonder? Doesn't look like it, and it will end. Isco won, Shishi won here in our group stages. And you can tell by the reaction from our players on the stage, neither of them wanted that result. It makes things very difficult for them now. It all comes down to the last group stage match.
It does. It basically means that third and fourth need to beat first and second to even be in the conversation, and then it falls down to goal difference. We thought we saw Isco get his first goal of the tournament and was able to really kind of put himself to good use in that opening exchanges, and it was good work from Shishi to be able to get himself back into the game, but Musiala gave in the lead. As you saw the brilliant celebration from him.
As I said, literally out of his chair.
Yeah, literally out of his chair. We may need to put some type of kind of seatbelt on him just to keep him in his chair, because by positive or negative, he's talking about it. And look at that opportunity. Is he going to look back on that and think that maybe that's the chance that maybe cost him his opportunity at a grand final berth? But it's a really good play from Shishi to get the double touch, get it on the edge of the box, get that defence unseated, and found a rocket into the back of the net to give himself a little bit of hope going into these final games.
A really back and forth affair on the console. Match number 4 between our two gentlemen on the stage. Of course, we saw the side netting skimmed from Shishi. We saw that Harry Kane chance hit the post. That was an unfortunate one, not one of Isco's highlights for sure, but we did see as well. I'm not sure if we'll see from the highlights. In fact, here it is, another post hit from Isco. In the end, the points are shared between Shishi and Isco. What a fantastic affair it was, Wes. I mean, they're both still in with a chance. Is there still time?
There is still a chance. There's still one more chance for them.
Still one more chance. Well, we have Semra in the mix zone with Shishi. Let's hear from him now.
In some ways, this is what we wanted, right? We wanted things to go right down to the wire. We wanted competition to be really difficult and tight between everyone. So in some ways, it's playing out how we wanted. Obviously, not necessarily for the players, I can imagine. Very, very close results in the end. But the good news is you're still alive in the competition and you still have a chance to go to the grand final.
そうですね、今かなり追い込まれている段階ではあると思うんですが、何よりもね、全力で試合を楽しむことに、力を入れたいかなと思っております。
So it was a real tough situation so far, but I'm fighting for the next opportunity. Right.
Talking about fighting, you fought back from behind to equalize. Talk to me about your mental toughness, resilience, and strength to be able to turn around a deficit into taking a point.
そうですね、正直、落としたくなかった試合ではあったんですが、簡単なミスからの失点をしてしまったので、反省しなければならないことが多くて、若干の後悔があると、後悔がないと言ったら嘘になる感じですね。はい。
So definitely, I have to win for this match, but also I lose the really easy mistakes, so I have to win for the next match.
Okay, so a loss, a draw. The next one is a win, right? You're on the way up. Talk to me a little bit about what you expect in your competition against Naples.
そうですね、彼がすごい素晴らしい選手なのは 以前から知っているので、しっかりなるべく失点しないで、自分の形に持っていって勝利に、自分を勝利に導けるように頑張っていきたいと思います。
I know Naples is a real nice player, and then so I have to avoid to lose that match and lose the point for the next match.
Well, thank you very much. Arigato. And hopefully see you soon. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, guys. Obviously, it's going to be a mouth-watering clash then to find out who's going to be headed to the grand final, because it's all to play for in their group.
That it is, Semra, yes. I mean, it's just set up perfectly for us for our final round of fixtures on both platforms, Wes. We can see our group stages now as we look towards our final heats, if you will, still to come. We've just spoken about console. For those just joining us and aren't aware, LAMTTI is not here for the mobile platform, so he will be given default 3-0 losses. So essentially it becomes a straight shootout, if you will, between ABDUTCH and FIREWOLF, because they're essentially both on 3 points at this point.
Yeah, it's almost as though the mobile platform has become almost the more simple equation to work out in the standings table. The console one, however, it's permutations of goal differences and potentially goals scored. I'm very thankful for the referees and for the admin team, because they may need to pick the bones of this one and figure out exactly who has gone through to the console grand final.
Could you imagine we have a 4-way tie and 4 points?
Oh, don't.
I'm grateful for the boffins here. That's why I'm glad I don't have to be the one to referee all of this stuff, because I don't really know. I'm not to be trusted.
Oh, then why have we brought you here? Why have we hired you, Harry?
I keep asking myself that question every single time, but they just keep bringing me back. So,
well, you're obviously doing something right, so
maybe.
Give yourself a nice little pat on the back for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so we're getting into the business end of the group stage. It's now starting to get very exciting indeed. So why don't we go ahead and roll on in then to match 5 of the day. We have another console match for you. This is going to be between Real Fabiano and Isco.
Yes, thank you, Semra. And thank you to our players on the stage in advance for no doubt the performances they're about to put on, Wes. I saw you gesturing to me the number 3. What's the significance here?
So the equation is actually pretty simple for both of these players. Fabiano needs 1 point from this game, and that sees him over the line, potentially, if results go his way. However, for Isco to even enter the discussion or the realms of possibility of going through to the grand finals, he needs a win by 3 clear goals. And that's just to even enter the conversation. Like we said, thank heavens for the boffins that are behind the scenes who will work this one out, because, again, I wouldn't want to try and figure out who needs to go through here, because this is actually potentially going to turn out to be a very, very tight group.
Well, there is Isco taking his familiar seat on the stage now. He's been up there twice already. This will be his 3rd. But what we haven't seen is Real Fabiano on the left-hand side of your screen. 22 years old, from France, is our Europe and Africa regional winner. Has put on some fantastic performances so far to get himself into this position. And it'll be a tough opponent, I think, for Isco to really prove himself and, well, win by that 3-goal swing that he needs.
Yeah, well, that is going to be the case. He's got to go up against an opponent that's already got 4 points in the bank, as it were. Of course, if Real Fabiano wins this game, he's completely home and hosed and through. He'll be on 7 points. And, of course, then eyes will then turn to Naples versus Shishi. Of course, the game that we've got our attention to is what we have on the screen here. It's Fabiano in the black and it is Isco in the white and red home strip that we normally see of Bayern München.
That's absolutely right, Wes. It is now or never. The job is simpler for Fabiano, but Isco, as long as he's in it, he will believe in himself, no doubt. In the home strip and threatening Fabiano's goal. We did get a good glimpse as well as to what these players are playing for. Of course, looking to try and represent Bayern München in the eFootball Championship 2024 World Finals in Tokyo later on, and the opportunity to raise one of those two trophies at the end of today. One for mobile and one for console. Two representatives, Wes. We just can't wait to find out which two it will be from our remaining players. It's been a fantastic day so far, and Isco will hope it can only get better as he has possession on that far side, but his cross sadly can't beat the first man.
Yeah, those eagle-eyed among you will notice that the two trophies you saw at the start of today's stream are in club colours of the teams that are playing, so it'd be a nice little prize for them to take home if they can take one of them with them.
Sane for Isco cannot quite connect on the cross. So Fabiano in possession now. We saw results from him off stream have been very impressive, drawing with Naples and then obviously that victory against Shishi, who we just saw in our previous match on the stream. It's just been quietly going about his business, and I said it at the top of the show. It's that type of player that just slips under the radar that can be a real thorn in the side for some of the so-called favourites in this type of competition.
Yeah, it's almost as though that Fabiano is almost turning into the sleeper hit of this console side of today's proceedings. Certainly seems to be very capable on the sticks, as we see that ever-ending depth chart of French eFootball players of high caliber. We've seen plenty of them in past iterations of esports within eFootball. Might be a brand new one here. Quick free kick taken off the bar.
Fabiano going straight for goal from the Isco was all of us just then. Respecting the effort from range. "20 minutes gone. There's been a fair amount of fouls so far from Isco. He'll be hoping that that disciplinary record won't come back to bite him here in this match. Musiala for Fabiano. Coleman back to him now inside the box. He's gathering a bit of speed, but his progress has stopped short. His opening 25 has been very kind to him. Here's your results so far today. We will keep an eye on that Shishi and Naples scoreline as things progress here, because that will be being played parallel to this match you're watching on stream, and both are almost intrinsically linked as to the results of this group. Isco now a chance to come forward. Musiala. Nice little lofted ball to Harry Kane. Takes a touch and it's right at Neuer. Tell keeps it alive. I think the danger is gone for now. Fabiano just getting a little taste of what Isco is capable of in that attacking final third. to Harry Kane, but he has just strayed offside, sadly. It's not been kind to him here today. That offside line, and Isco is just urging Harry Kane to get just a little bit further back, start that run a little bit later. The ever-animated Mexican on the stage.
I was going to say, it'd be perfectly fine if he was playing with a motion controller.
Harry Kane here for Fabiano. Dispossessed, and so far this result definitely suits Fabiano. Sitting on 4 points already in this group, he knows a point would secure his chance in that grand final later on. Commentated by Thomas Muller, and also with the added flair of it being a knockout game. That means a draw will not do. We need a result, so extra time and penalties, if they're needed, will be called upon. Isco. Towards the end here of the first half in his final group game. He's found Davies on that far side, stunning cross in, Delict away.
Has been indicated.
Now Fabiano at the end of the first half can maybe search for his own opening goal, but he's giving it away, and Upamecano steps in, and I think, let's see how generous the referee wants to be here. There might be a chance for one more attack, but as Neuer comes, it will signal the end of the first half. 0-0, Wes. Fabiano the much happier of the two as it stands.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of the game, there's not really been a lot of opportunities. We've seen, I think there was 2 shots total between both teams in this game. Of course, that is not going to do if you are Isco. However, if you're Fabiano, you'd be more than happy with that. Of course, if results go his way, he will have himself a place in the grand final. Of course, he may even go on and win this game, so that may take the question mark completely out of the out of the discussion.
I believe that's Tell for Fabiano, just coming back from an offside position there, as the sides have swapped in the second half. It will be Isco still in that home strip, but now attacking right to left. He's the man who needs goals. The Frenchman comes forward, Fabiano, with Musiala. Plays into the feet of Kane, who finds Tell. This is a real chance. Oh, it's off the woodwork, but Kimmich is there. It's Kimmich for Fabiano. It took 51 minutes to break the deadlock, but that is a goal that puts him in prime position now, Wes, to be featuring in the console grand final later on today.
Yeah, it was great patience there, and it was, again, a good little knock there for Harry Kane. Tell takes the strike, and it's, I believe it was Joshua Kimmich that was mopping up there. We'll see it here again, just one neat flick. Tell hits the post. Fortune very much sat there with Fabiano, tucked it home, and again, knows that he's just took one big step towards today's console grand final.
What a goal that could be. Fabiano, just 22 years old, our Europe and Africa regional winner for Bayern München, finds himself in a very solid position here at the club finals. And back underway following the goal. Fabiano holds a 1-0 lead, coming forward here with Tell. Musiala now bouncing around the edge of the box, has a couple of players for company. That's freed up. Oh, it's a second! The 1-2 punch from Fabiano. Doubles his lead. And that position now has become commanding in the group stages.
Yeah, I think we saw the international symbol for it's game over, it's done from Isco. I think he understands that with that goal, it pretty much settles that we will see Raul Fabiano in our console grand final. Coolness from the Frenchman. You see there, because the old saying goes, nada más, no more, no more.
He's been such a fantastic character, Isco. But it would take a series of calamitous errors from Fabiano, who has been solid. As he threatens to extend his tally for Isco to feature further on in this competition. Fouls like that have not helped his case today.
Yeah, this is our first glimpse of Raul Fabiano on the live stream here today. It's very, very impressive.
He went for goal last time. It's more inviting. This time he's tried to sneak in under the wall. Very crafty indeed, but Neuer put down to his left-hand side.
It's the eFootball dark arts of trying to take your free kick with a second free kick taker. It doesn't really allow your opponent to get their manual goalkeeper set. And once they've made a choice, they are all at sea.
Oh, Fabiano here, plenty of men over. It's Harry Kane denied. Really strong chance for Fabiano. Just works the man advantage. Had a couple of men over on the far side. Took the strike on with that. Players of the week, Harry Kane. It's rare to see the Englishman not convert those types of chances.
Yeah, he is, as we mentioned earlier, an apex predator, rather than an aerial presence.
Number 42, number 39, number 32.
Fabiano's corner, knocked on by Pamecano.
Number 13, Choupo-Moting. Number 7,
He's in towards Tell, but away by Isco, and sadly, if it stays the way things are, we have two winners in Barcelona from the Americas region. Sadly, I think we may have two new regions. Thomas Muller here for Isco, can't quite connect on the swan dive header. But that's left big gaps at the back. Choupo-Moting for Fabiano. As I said, two winners, both of our players from the Americas region back in Barcelona. One out and will be representing the Catalan club. Isco on the brink of elimination here. It looks like we will have two new regions represented, and Fabiano, well, he's looking very good. Europe and Africa winner, showing why he performed so well to get to this stage.
Absolutely, and cast an eye to a potential final. Of course, we're still waiting for a little bit of news on the Naples versus Shishi game, but you can imagine the game between Fabiano and Naples finished as a draw in the group stage. Are we sensing that if that is the final, could we potentially be seeing extra time penalties? Because we, as you quite rightly said, we need a winner, and we are going to be joined by a German. We are two Englishmen. We have a lot of history about penalty shootouts, and certainly we'll all be enthralled and stuck to a screen if that does turn out to be the case. But as of right now, it looks as though Isco is going to be going down on his sword here, because unfortunately it doesn't look as though he's going to get, as we said, it was a three-goal swing that he needed. I mean, he'd have to score 5 in the last 10 in-game minutes, and I know we've both seen some incredible comebacks, but it very much falls into the improbable kind of category, and it's borderline impossible.
Just purely based on the amount of time left, you're right, Wes. In the final 10 in-game minutes, it would take a freak swing to see that scenario play out. Tell, though, into Zaragoza, and it's one of the players you mentioned, Wes. One to look out for. Finishes a fantastic move from Fabiano.
When you watch that one back, it's the super cancel that really makes the play there, because it's almost like a momentary lapse in the players you see on the screen. And we'll see it back here again. So first of all, we're seeing some of the player reactions, but we'll see it again here. It's here. That little super cancel just allows enough space to tell just to move himself away from the defender, find the through ball. And as we said, Brian Zaragoza, as we said, highly rated Spanish player, has been brought in to the ranks at Bayern München, and especially in this type of mode, he's a very handy player to have at your disposal.
3-0 to Fabiano, looking a very cool customer. He's searching for more, maybe a statement of intent for his future rival in the final later on this evening. And you're right, Wes, it's those little inputs to super cancel for those maybe new to watching eFootball. You almost queue up an animation, and then with the super cancel input, like you say, you're just able to stop, and it makes both your opponent and your opponent's players commit to that first animation, but you have the...
യുവരാജാവ് യുദ്ധത്തിനിടെ റൗണ്ട് ട്രിപ്പ് നടത്തി വരികയാണോ? അത് കുതിരയില്ലാതെ?
Obvio. Animal lover for real, bro.
What energy?
Bro.
Prince, യുവരാജാവ്.
All the energy guy I have.
പണിപാളി.
It looked set to punch his ticket to the final from the get-go, and it was Real Fabiano 93.
Yeah, he was in control. Again, we talk about professional performances. We talk about the ability to put your game plan and your best game to use. When Fabiano needed it the most, his A game came to the fore, and he was able to convert. And that really set the tone, that free kick. It was a little bit of trickery, just didn't quite pull off. But even then, you could sense the confidence, and you could sense what was coming. And sense, even here as well, on another day, that ricochets back to an Isco player, and it's tucked home in the back of the net. And instead, much like we've just seen, almost a carbon copy, said that one met the post. That ricocheted back to a Fabiano player, and Kimmich was there to sweep it home.
It really was a great performance from Fabiano. Really took the game by the scruff of the neck and looked in control since that 51st minute goal. It was the 1-2 punch as well. Just 5 in-game minutes later, but up to that point, he did a win. Committing those extra players forward did mean that it allowed gaps for Fabiano to exploit, and I don't want to say that the scoreline flattered Fabiano, because he really was well deserving of it, but Isco needed goals, he needed a win and those points to go with those goals. And when you chase the game, Wes, we say it so often, you do leave those men exposed at the back.
Yeah, and the thing is, at that time of the game, with all of the kind of permutations that the group stage had, there wasn't, he had to go for it, Isco, and that's where he left those gaps. And as we saw, substitutes were the real killer in that game, and Fabiano was there to be able to take it home and finish off Isco's opportunity at getting to the grand final.
Well, could we see our first Europe and Africa region representative at the World Finals? We will find out later on, as I believe Fabiano is now in the mix zone with Semra.
I'm going to start calling him Fabulous Fabiano, I think, from now on, because what a performance indeed that was. And everyone at home, bear with me once more. We're going to play that fun musical game of musical chairs, rather, of languages, because I will ask him a question in Spanish, he will answer in Italian, and then I will translate to all of you in English. So first and foremost, I'm going to ask him about being a finalist in the grand final, because obviously very exciting indeed. Háblame un poco de cómo te sientes a ser finalista en la gran final hoy.
Sono molto contento perché era il mio primo obiettivo di arrivare in finale e ora il secondo è vincerla perché se no non sarebbe servito a nulla.
So he said he's very happy because his first objective was to make it to the grand final. Now the second objective is to win, because otherwise it would be for nothing, I guess. Bueno, háblame de esta victoria. 3 goles, 3 puntos, un partido resolutivo, contundente, una victoria ovviamente importantissima.
Sì, non è cominciata benissimo, ho fatto un brutto primo tempo, potevo fare molto meglio, però forse avevo un po' di pressione e poi il secondo ho giocato come sapevo e è andata bene.
He said it was a very nice game. It was very difficult, especially in the first half, but it continued to get better, obviously, for him, and it all worked out in the end. Bueno, por último, háblame un poco del día en general, cómo ha ido y qué es lo que esperas de este final y ver contra quién vas a jugar.
Beh, spero di giocare contro il mio amico Naples, almeno, e vabbè. Però spero comunque di vincere perché è la cosa più importante e vabbè, sto qua.
So he's obviously hoping for an all-Italian final. He wants to go up against his friend Naples.
Yes.
But in the end, what were you saying about the victory?
Non lo so.
Okay, well then that's it. Obviously, may the best man win. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Grazie mille.
Grazie a te.
And we'll see you very soon.
Ciao.
Ciao for now. All right, guys, back over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Semra. Great to hear from Fabiano. We've been calling him French. Wes? He's down here as French.
Yeah, I was going to say.
French Italian?
Yeah, we're French Italian. We'll take it. We've certainly seen other players within the esports circle be multinational, multilingual. So yeah, I mean, great to hear some Italian from Fabiano. And of course, we'll wait for full confirmation on the Naples versus Shishi score to see if Fabiano has his wish to play Naples in the final.
It's looking likely, isn't it? Just because you see those 2 games, I mean, you would need Shishi.
It's a 3-goal turnaround again.
You would need, yeah, those well, 2 goals would it be? I'm trying to think. It would come down to some.
Also, no, you know,
This is why
he says he can't be trusted with numbers, but he's got that one right. It was 2 goals.
Well done, bravo.
Thank you.
It's as if sitting up here in the podium has actually made you smarter.
Oh, that's very hasty, but I do enjoy being able to lord over all the
I was going to say
seats.
it's the power of FC Bayern München that's being, transmitted through you up here.
Absolutely, it is. I love it. Let's do every match day here.
Yeah, why not? Okay, well, we have our 6th and final match of the group stage just about to unfold. It is in the mobile platform, and last but not least, it's going to be a straight shootout between a FIREWOLF and ABDUTCH.
Yes, thank you very much, Semra, as always. And while we were trying to figure out the permutations and who needs what from where in the console group, here in the mobile group, it's a little bit easier, isn't it, Wes? Because we have FIREWOLF taking on ABDUTCH, both being handed 1-0 losses by our current group leader, and he's guaranteed to feature in our final later on, TALONESUI. We're kind of looking at this match as, okay, well, this is a straight head-to-head. Whoever wins here takes all the spoils and is able to earn that rematch against the man waiting in the finals.
Yeah, well, goal difference is level, points are level, goals scored level, goals conceded level. So if this ends in a 0-0 draw, or a draw at all, oh, I don't even know how it's going to be decided, but that's, again, what we have our good friends with the production team who are able to decipher that. But it is, as we said, it is a winner-take-all. You win this game, you punch your ticket to the grand final. And again, between FIREWOLF and ABDUTCH, I don't think there's going to be much between them, having we'd seen both of their gameplays here today.
There shouldn't be, in theory, and you're right. Thank you to the Adrenaline team that are in the back, making sure that the production looks fantastic, but also that the rules are being abided by, and that we don't have to be figuring out those tiebreakers, Wes. Because, like you say, I wouldn't even want to guess what would happen in that type of scenario. We don't manifest that because, again, the mobile group stage today, despite only
rock, paper, if you really wanted to try and separate everybody, I'm not quite sure. As we see, it is FIREWOLF in the home kit from left to right on your screen, and ABDUTCH from right to left in the changed away strip of FC Bayern München.
Absolutely. Here in our mobile group stage, who will be joining TALONESUI in that grand final later on? It's got to be one of these two. I know that much for sure. Of course, the Thailand representative will be having the psychological edge over either of these two, having won 1-0 both times against our players here. ABDUTCH with Musiala into FIREWOLF's box, but cannot quite break the lines as of yet. He's building now, though. Harry Kane slots one into Serge Gnabry. Back to Harry Kane! Brilliant build-up. On a plate to the man on the right-hand side, and he returns the favour. 1-0, Harry Kane.
Yeah, it's just a delicately chipped ball. It beat De Ligt to the punch as De Ligt tries to delete it. You can see there what it means to ABDUTCH. He's delighted with that goal, but it just lofted over the top of De Ligt. And if you've got an unmarked Harry Kane, again, chances are if you're inside the 6-yard box and it's a header, Harry Kane will happily put that into the back of the net for you.
Well, early advantage goes to our FC Bayern München club final representative from Belgium. That puts all the pressure onto FIREWOLF, and he's got defending to do here again. Corner swung in towards the goal scorer. Opening 25 has been one-way traffic, and Lima is trying to sneak in behind. Cannot stretch out a limb to connect with it, and that will be a bit of respite now, I feel, for FIREWOLF. The opening 25 was one-way traffic, but still plenty of mobile eFootball here to play.
Yeah, it's a fascinating set of circumstances we find ourselves in here. It's very rare that you have everything level from two players who are left to be qualified into a grand final. Well, at the moment, it is an advantage to the Belgian ABDUTCH. And you quite rightly said, all the pressure seemingly has fallen onto FIREWOLF.
Here's how things have played so far. This is our final group stage match to be played at the club finals here in the Allianz Arena. And look at this from FIREWOLF, threatening in the final third. But it's always interesting to see who is intimidated by this grand stage, this grand arena, and who rises to the occasion. So far it has been ABDUTCH, but here comes FIREWOLF. Serge Gnabry far side, looking for Harry Kane. That's a good save. That's a very good save to deny FIREWOLF a potential equaliser. Still in a dangerous area, finally hoofed out to Leroy Sané. But that's a very important save, and this will be the last attack of the half, I feel. It'll go ABDUTCH's way. Upamecano will clear. Kimmich will put it back in the mixer. Musiala with the double touch. And that was Upamecano coming in again, but either way, it will not matter. First half ends 1-0 to ABDUTCH in this do-or-die affair.
Yeah, advantage, and as we said, once you get your nose in front within the mobile platform, it can be very hard to get to almost kind of get yourself back ahead of your opponent if you're the one trailing. Of course, if you're the one in the ascendancy, you're the one with the lead, it can almost be harder to increase the lead than it is to lose it, because again, it's only really going to be mistakes here that could cost the difference.
Well, the sides have swapped, but the mission remains the same. Oh, and it's headed in by Gnabry, and that's a second goal from ABDUTCH. How big could that be to double his lead in this do-or-die affair? And you said it, Wes, he was already in front, but that makes the task that much harder now for FIREWOLF.
That is a massive, massive goal. Double touch into a stunning cross, and it's Serge Gnabry, who's not exactly known for his heading capabilities, but watch that reaction.
Serge Gnabry doubling the advantage is a huge, huge foothold in this group stage.
Interestingly, you can see their play style on the right-hand side of your screen. The reason why ABDUTCH is able to get those area balls, playing with the out-wide play style, which the minute the ball goes out wide and goes to the LMF, RMF, it essentially is like a green light for those attacking players, as we're going to see Muller and I think it was Choupo-Moting coming on. It's a green light for them to basically head for the box. And as such, we are seeing some really good gameplay here to basically play to their playstyle strengths.
We were underway after the goal. The job is simple from FIREWOLF. You need to score at least 2 without conceding in the next, well, less than half of football.
And interestingly, you can see the attacking biases on the bottom of your screen here as Koeman goes to Musiala.
Oh, Musiala! Oh! Denied by the frame. Just feels like Dutch has a little bit of the rub of the green so far, as FIREWOLF almost claws one back straight away.
When your luck is in, your luck is in within eFootball. And you can see you can see that just always that crunch of the fingers to just keep himself loose. He knows what he has right now in his hands is a 2-goal lead with just under 60 minutes on the clock. And he's got to protect this lead.
Corner comes to nothing. Wow, look at this green grass for Koeman to run into. Upamecano will just about use his strength to get FIREWOLF the ball back. Long ball from Goretzka, just headed down. And all of this is just going to eke some of that time off the clock. That's all Dutch needs to do to feature in our final later on this evening. Tell out to Guerrero. Oh, that's a stunning ball. An even better tackle by Upamecano. Muller cannot get his strike. Firewolf representing. Free kick, has he? Where's he given this? Where will the ball be spotted? Oh, it's agonisingly close. It's Kinnick who stands over. Will we see a pass into Tell? And oh, yes, we will!
No flag either, game on!
That is a lifeline for Firewolf, and it sets up a very thorny, nervy final 10 in-game minutes from ABDUTCH. Could be the biggest 10 in-game of his life here.
Yeah, it's going to require a big in-game 10 minutes. And you could see from the lineup as well, ABDUTCH trying to block that pass. Still couldn't get a man in front to exactly where it was being placed. And now, ABDUTCH, I can imagine that, as we said about the nerves being turned up to 11, probably turned up to 100 right now.
Well, he's coming through here with Tell. I'll try and reinstate that 2-goal lead. Stunning strike is blocked very well. 5 in-game minutes to go. And the first port of call has to be get the ball back.
Yeah, Firewolf's got to push here to try and get this ball back.
Goretzka cannot latch onto that one. And most of the eyes here in the Allianz Arena are trained to that clock in the top left. Firewolf needs a goal.
It's time to go for broke if you're Firewolf. You have got to basically go all in. You have to at this point, because and you'll see it here. You can see the moving around of players, and you can see it's almost a case of put everybody forward, because once the clock ticks down and the ref's whistle goes, it's game over. There is no extra time. There is no penalties. There is almost no tomorrow in eFootball.
Indeed, this is still a group stage affair. But forget all the permutations, forget everything else. The goal is simple. You need a goal, and he's coming forward here. Choupo-Moting trying to feed Coleman. 5 minutes added on. Needs to win one of these balls here, but it's cleverly played. 94th minute now, 95th just ticked over. Neuer plays it out wisely, and that will do it. Smart game management from ABDUTCH at the end of the game. And what a game it was to finish off our group stages. It will be that man securing the victory, 2-1, and moving on to our mobile final. Commiserations to Firewolf, of course, a tricky group to be placed in. He did himself very proud in that final match of the groups, but both our finals are set now, Wes. We have our finalists, and the winners of our next 2 matches on stream will be heading to Tokyo to represent this Bavarian club.
Yeah, Bayern München will have a couple of warriors to go and present them. Today has been cagey up until this point. I would imagine it's going to get a little bit worse now that we're going into our grand finals on console and on mobile respectively. We are awaiting final confirmation on Naples versus Shishi, and that was because that game was happening off stream whilst this game was going on. So we will have to kind of wait and see exactly what the score lines are, but we know what is happening on the mobile side of things. It's going to be TALONESUI versus ABDUTCH in the mobile grand final.
Well, what a phenomenal game. A phenomenal game, and I think it speaks to the real class of TALONESUI that we saw earlier on. Obviously, both players, as we just saw, FIREWOLF and ABDUTCH playing really, really well, rising to the occasion. But TALONESUI earlier on was able to, I don't know how to say it, just really dull the blades and dampen the fire of these two that we just saw on stage.
Yeah, this will be a very interesting contest, and whether the game plan or the game style changes between a group phase game and a finals game. Of course, as we said, the kind of the added pitfall being that extra time and penalties may be called for, which means that yes, you can dull the blades to an extent, but the reality is that you do need to score, so you may not necessarily be able to win this grand final 0-0. It'll just be intrigue that will follow this as we see the highlights here.
And you just think about that Harry Kane header we just saw on the highlights, where it's so close just before half-time, and then ABDUTCH says, oh, that's what you were trying to do. Okay, let me show you how it's really done with Serge Gnabry. And at that point, if he scores that Harry Kane header, it's 1-1 going into half-time. It's a completely different complexion. But it all just goes to show at this level, you have to take your chances.
Yeah, it's moments that define the games is what we're seeing. You know, we can no doubt probably go back over the entire course of the live stream, and you'll be able to pinpoint exactly where games were won and lost. You know, you can cast your mind over to Isco's golden chance that he missed with Harry Kane, which then would have changed the complexion on the console side of things. You then look at the header that we've just seen there, that FIREWOLF didn't put away, that would have left it very, you know, a much different prospect going in at 1-1 before then subsequently coming out at half-time and within 5 in-game minutes was down 2-0. Yeah, you know, I think although these players will be proud that they have got to this stage, players who are out will certainly be questioning themselves as to what they could have done differently, and more important, they will go back and look at it and say, I could have done better there, I could have done something different.
That's the thing, isn't it, Wes? You don't want to be walking away from the Allianz thinking, I wish I'd taken that opportunity, or if I did this better. You want to leave here with no regrets whatsoever. And unfortunately, so far today, we've said goodbye to a lot of players, but there are still some players in this competition, and one of them is ABDUTCH, and what a fantastic opportunity he has going forward to try and take a step closer to the finals in Tokyo. Semra, over to you.
Thank you very much, guys. Salam alaikum. Congratulations. I can only imagine how you feel about going into the grand final as one of the representatives for the mobile platform.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm here.
Bravo. You can still translate if you want to, right? It's all good.
It was a difficult match, but I won. I need some tactics. That's why I won.
Yeah? Okay. Talk to me about the tactics. What did you do?
أفضل وسيلة للهجوم هي الدفاع. I was.
You can say it in Arabic and then he can translate if you want. Whatever is
دافعت
comfortable.
كثيرا عندما أكون فائز الدفاع دائما.
Okay, defense, yeah?
I prefer defense because I see that the defense is the best way to attack.
Okay, I like that. Interesting. So, should we expect that strategy, that style from you in the final? No?
We don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
كل مباراة وتفاصيلها.
Every match has its own details.
Okay. So, are you more the type to wait and study your opponent and adapt your game to them? Or do you stay true to your own playing style and make them adapt to you?
دائما أغير في التكتيك دائما. I'm flexible.
Ah, he's a chameleon. He's he's flexible and adaptable.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we are in a wonderful stadium, home of FC Bayern München.
I'm so happy I'm here. Allianz, this is amazing. Allianz Arena. And I will see. I'm gonna win the final.
Oh, I love it. We have so much confidence here today. It's exciting to see. Well, I hope it works out for you. Good luck.
Thank you.
And shukran.
Thank you. شكرا على واجب.
So anything else you want to say? Okay. Okay, great. All right, well, I'll leave you to it to get ready for your grand final. And we will take a little bit of a short pause as we get ready because there is obviously a lot of excitement building. We have 2 more matches left to go. The grand finale for the mobile platform and for the console platform. Stick around and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
like a threat. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a threat. It's a bet. Yeah. Let's go. Get my wrist. Whoa. Top. Yeah. Whoa. Know it. Blowing again. From. Whoa. Yeah. Making a killing. Oh yeah. In respect. It's a check. Nothing less. Oh yeah. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bet. Yeah. Ooh. It's a threat. Bag it up. Talk. DNA. Whoa. 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 In respect. It's a check. Nothing less. Oh yeah. It's a threat. Oh, it's a bet. Oh, yeah. Threat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a bet. Marionette. Oh yeah. Okay. Woo. Get close. Let's go. Chapman, Chapman. Woo. Capo. Run. Woo. Like a threat. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a threat. It's a bet. Yeah. Let's go. Get my wrist. Whoa. Top. Yeah. Whoa. Know it. Blowing again. From. Whoa. Yeah. Making a killing. Oh yeah. In respect. It's a check. Nothing less. Oh yeah. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bet. Yeah. Ooh. It's a threat. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Chapman.
Hello everyone, welcome back. We are heading into the final stretch of this tournament and I'm very excited to say that it is now time to welcome a very special guest indeed. Not known least for being the most decorated German footballer of all time, but he's also very well known for being such a character, for being the embodiment of fun and someone who loves to have a great time. Help me give you a warm welcome to none other than Thomas Müller.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Sandra. Hey.
My man,
nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Hello, hello.
There he is.
What an audience. What an audience.
I was going to say Servus.
Servus. Oh, I'm very surprised. Hey.
So am I.
More of that.
I can actually say much German. So.
It's good. It's good.
Thank you.
Good pronunciation.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
How are you? How's life?
Good, good. We came from 2 wins from the German national team, and we're looking forward to the Klassiker, the German Klassiker, against Borussia Dortmund here in the Allianz Arena. So I'm very excited for that, and I hope we will. Yeah, we are in a winning streak with the FC Bayern as well, so I'm very positive today.
Yeah, well, I think you're just in general a very positive guy, aren't you?
Yeah, in general, yes.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, it makes more fun to be positive in life than the other way around. That's my experience.
Totally agree with you.
It works well.
It does work very well.
Till now.
So talking about the Klassiker, what are you most looking forward to in that one? Because you've obviously played in this fixture so many times.
I hope I score.
Okay.
I want to score a goal, but the most important thing is that we win. We want to keep the pressure up in the Bundesliga. Maybe you know, as an expert you are.
Thank you. I do know. Thank you.
That we are not first in the German league at the moment.
For now. Put an
For
asterisk
now,
by
but
it.
too much points between us and the first Bayer Leverkusen, but we want to keep the pressure up, so we have to win, and I hope the crowd will enjoy the game. So now the Klassiker is always special for us.
Yeah,
also, for a guy with my experience against Borussia Dortmund is always nice.
It is indeed. Well, listen, you have what, 33 trophies? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, 33 years old, yes.
Okay.
Ah, you mean the trophies?
Trophies, yes.
Ah, okay, sorry.
I mean, I don't know if you've counted
maybe
them
more.
all, but
I don't
we
know,
certainly
maybe
have.
more. I hope more.
I was going to say, we're going to have to make some room in the glass
cabinet.
cabinet.
I always try to have more
trophies
trophies than my number of ages.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So
you're not far off then. You're very close. Okay. So
maybe 34. I don't count the trophies.
So you're one off then.
I'm
you got
chasing
33
it.
as far
I'm
as you know.
chasing it.
Don't trace, attract it. Let it come to you. Oh, there you go, there you go. Take 2 of these home and then you've got 35 and you're good
We
to go.
are here for the trophies. Or the other guys are here for the trophies, sorry.
So of all the finals that you've played in all of the various competitions, for Germany, FC Bayern München, which one would you say has been the one that you enjoyed the most?
Last time we had a commercial for Konami and we played eFootball final.
Oh, right.
2 against 2. Maybe that was the most important final in my whole career.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
next to
Tell
this,
me more.
next to this final in Brazil.
Yeah, that one time in Brazil,
yeah,
right?
that one time in Brazil.
So, speaking of finals, obviously we've got 2 big ones coming up here.
I won it with Matthijs de Ligt against Min Jae Kim and Choupo-Moting. Just for information.
Well, you are a born winner, so I mean, I expect
not a born
nothing
winner.
less
I'm
from
not
you.
a born winner. But I enjoyed it a lot.
So, if you were playing in this final today, let's just say for fun, and you had to pick one of your teammates, because let's face it, you know your teammates better than any of us here. If you had to pick any of them, who would you pick first to be in the starting 11?
I'm an offensive player, so...
You're going to pick yourself?
Yes, maybe, but I think in the video games you need more the dribbling skills from